Hi everyone. This is today is August 20th, weekly analysis call. Focus will be long term. Of course, we'll also drill down for BTC at a lower time frame to see what it's doing, but the main focus is long term trend. So we'll start with 12 hours on BTC and then zoom out and then go through other active list coins. In today's call, our focus will be, of course, the trend and secondary the support, because everybody would like to see if it starts going down from here on, then what are the key levels down the line. So I have done that work, and so I'm not going to update the charts channel or other Discord channel. What you could do, we are going to analyze in alphabetical order. So whenever you want to know the support, just refer this video that I'll be uploading and get your support level, I think, because I'm I'm trying to save some time. Okay, so 12 hours. Little bit of background here, right? So this is 17K support. We had already called out this support and also called out that it could go up to this level or this level. Oh, why this is uh, okay, this level. Couple, I think I deleted earlier level. Anyways, there were two levels. I think this level and there was one more level. Uh, anyways, so after that, I revised my resistance to this particular level. These were like short-term bounce levels. There were major resistance in yellow, orange, and green. These are the real weekly levels of resistance, and all other were like more like daily time frame, or anything below 1 week time frame. So that kind of thing. But any major drop is always followed by some bounce, and that's what we were observing. Now, many times people ask the question about, has it bottomed? Now this question is natural. Everybody would like to know, because as I mentioned, mind requires clarity. Mind wants black and white picture. Mind doesn't like gray color. It wants clarity, not just clarity in terms of shades, but also clarity in terms of timeline. That say, okay, is it going down? How long this will continue? If it is going up, how long and it will continue? So that kind of question. So one of the main common questions is, has it bottomed? In fact, yesterday only someone asked me on Twitter, has it bottomed? And I would say bottom is always retrospectively known. Like when you are on the, so imagine you are some like hilly area, right? A mountain. You would not know whether you are at the bottom or on some hill, unless you are on some top of the hill, and otherwise you would not know if you are at the bottom. So when you start climbing up, you would know, okay, that was really a bottom part. um in that example, the hill is visible. Here the hill is not visible. That's the only thing you would come across when you start walking. That's the thing. So you don't know where it will stop. So the point is, the height of the bounce is the key thing. So I'll just recap. So whenever supports are checkpoints, and support and resistance are no different thing. When the price is above the key level, we call that key level as support. When the price is below that key level, we call that key level as resistance. And that's why we often use the term SR flip, means support resistance flip, because they are one and the same thing. It depends where the price is with respect to that key level. That's it. So each support level, and of course the support level could be different. Support level can be more granular if the time frame is lower, and support level, the key levels could be at a distance if the time frame is higher. like I explained here, this yellow orange is for high time frame, and there can be some interim. And uh, each support, or I mean, I should say key level, each key level should be treated as a checkpoint. So we had this major support, which was a key level, and it reacted as we know. I mean, when it was dropping, we were expecting that something will happen. The something is likely to be a bounce, and the bounce can be one of bounce, like one bounce, and then prepare for the another leg down, and so on. And it could be a bounce, and then in retracement, and then another bounce, retracement, another bounce. If a bounce makes a new high, that means it's consolidation. It's not one of bounce. So that's TA stuff, I mean, very basic TA stuff. So when you see a bounce and another bounce is higher, that means the bounce is progressing. That means there is no need to think about downside move. You know what I'm saying? So that we call higher high. If it is making higher high, that means it's still alive. Of course, there are many other aspects, but at least you can say that, okay, um, the reaction in terms of bounce is still alive, and the trend is different thing. Trend is exactly sorry, trend is subjective to the time frame as well. The trend could be down, but the bounce is on. So people mix up two things. One is when this is bouncing, first of all, they're very much like they're very much in hurry in calling out this as bottom. And I would say this could, you may say this is a potential bottom, but you cannot say this is bottom. So there's difference between saying, oh, this could be a potential bottom, why not? But you cannot say this is the bottom. So there's a difference. And at the same time, so it's not being optimistic or pessimistic. It's not known. It's not that TA knows, nobody knows. That's the reality. So nobody can say this is the bottom. So each key level is a checkpoint. As a trader, whenever there is a price hits the key level, you have to be alert and decide and watch it. So and watch it in like um, you have to monitor the bounce basically. And as I this is a simple tip that I'm sharing, that when you see a bounce, first of all, and then second bounce is not breaking this one, that means it's alive. And here it's the same level, so you can say, okay, still alive. Then this is a retracement correction, but there is no new low, so you can say it's still alive. And then it makes new high, that means of course it's progressing, not just alive, but progressing, making progress. And you see, this is how. And then it kind of makes a trend line. So I mean, I don't want to go too much in detail, but you can simply then make a trend line and say, okay, you know what, this is my trend line like this, and then you track. And you would see that how, and of course I added this wall. I call this a wall because this was a resistance calculated. And this bounce could be for any reason. For example, this candle is for after the Fed meeting. This bounce was after that, I think, job report or something like that, or some meeting. So the reason could be anything. When you are TA, it doesn't matter. It's green candle, red candle, high, low, that's what it matters. And life is so simple because you don't care about news. You look at the chart, and because price tells you everything. That's the beauty of TA. Still, this art, I call art, not just skill, is not so acceptable. So in mainstream, when I hear CNBC and all that, they do refer TA, but their TA is very primitive, 200 moving average, and although those things they keep on telling. Nothing wrong, not criticizing, but I think TA has much more depth. There's much more thing. People who have found knows that you, if you know TA, you don't really need to know anything, absolutely nothing about any asset. Anyways, so that's my conviction and experience. So life is simple. Yeah, unless want to know why it is happening. then you keep on looking at other things, and there you may not get the right answer sometimes, because there's so many things. Anyway, so our goal is to get the trend right. Our goal is to get the key levels right. And because if we are wrong in terms of trend, then it's a big deal. Then we lose in a big way. Key level sometimes we may miss, but in on opportunity channel, at least we are able to find out. So these are the two essential aspects: the trend, and trend, not just any trend, but trend on a weekly, trend on a daily, and so on, and then key levels. If we have these two, I don't think anyone could lose, unless someone is aggressive in trading, unless someone is not protecting and forgetting the basics, become greedy, going after something which is crazy, and so on. So that's a different topic. If you have any question, I'm happy to answer, because to me, when someone lose money on opportunity channel, I used to say earlier, then I stopped saying, but I'll say it again. I get angry. I I I should not be, but because I'm so much involved, I feel that why that person is not making money, or losing in a big way, or not able to book something in a profit when the key levels are known. And that hurts, because my involvement. And I stopped, but this is another time, important time, where I had to highlight, because this is also decisive week or month or phase where it is going to make another major move. And I want to reiterate, that's why I'm bringing up, otherwise I'm like a broken record. So an opportunity channel, we called out top in month of November, forget about December, but in November, mid-November. And of course, after that, much earlier than anyone. And since then, we are saying it's going down and down, and provided key levels. So when you have that information, and when someone is losing money, the only reason is that person doesn't trust my TA, which is fine. But point is, that person has to realize that how long I'm going to ignore this guy. Okay. And second thing is, the person is acknowledging that this guy is right, but somehow failing in execution, means not able to control their mind. I think there is no solution but self-constraint and some rules that is needed. And I want to re-emphasize, because if the key levels are known, and if the key levels are proven, and our calls, I'm not saying we are right every time, but if even in TA, let me tell you, even if you're right 60% of time, it's a big deal. And I think we can claim that we are right 90% of the time, which is like exception, without bragging about what we are delivering. But that's the fact. So when we have this kind of a track record, when I see uh, people are not making enough money, or losing, or frustrated and all, then I find it is something to do with their habits. Again, I don't want to be too personal, but I'm happy to help those who are not able to change their habit, or they want my input other than TA, because the trading is not just TA related input, but much more, as I've been saying. So I'm happy to help. Don't be afraid to share about your mistakes if you want to improve. And if it is one-off, fine. But if it is happening again, there's something wrong about it. So I think everybody who is listening, maybe later on somebody, uh, they need to introspect. Now, it's a reality that opportunity channel, the interaction has gone lower, which I can understand, bad trend, but those who have access to futures can also trade on the downside. Again, I don't insist what they are supposed to do, but there are opportunities. Very simple. I mean, it's not that just upside move, it will give you some advantage, but also downside moves if you have access. So few things I just wanted to reiterate, right? I mean, I don't know what to say more. I would like everybody to win. And if not win, I don't want anyone to lose. Even if you're able to preserve your capital, as I say, we will be able to buy something major down the line. So it's not that everybody should short, or everybody, if you are able to short and making money, excellent. But even if you're not making short, I'm sure you are able to manage your risk based on this key level, right? That's what I'm expecting. So anyway, I digressed. Sorry for that, but I just wanted to reiterate, because this is so important. And if somebody is not careful and losing, then there is a greater chance of losing even more going ahead, because going ahead is going to be even more tricky. So my job is to highlight, uh, and I'm happy to help. I'm spending a lot of time. I've been spending a lot of time, and I'm ready. You can see people don't attend this weekly call. I can see the YouTube count is also not so high, because I look at how many. So I see that there is a lack of interest, and I cannot help about it. Um, I don't know. So it is weird, and but it's not surprising, because I learned from Twitter as well. Twitter, when I see people leaving my accounts for no reason, I understand that they are people who are kind of losers. Um, Again, loser in a sense means they are not able to accept their defeat, and they're not accept to learn that somebody else could be right and I can be wrong, and somebody, and I'm not saying anyone should get influenced, but if one time it happens, twice it happens, if it is happening again and again, then person has to be honest about himself or herself and say, something I must learn, something different is happening. And but people are not open enough. People are just sticking to their style. People are just keep on making mistakes, keep losing for no reason. On opportunity channel, there is no reason for anyone to lose. So as I said, if somebody is not shorting, fine, not gaining, fine, but should not be losing. That's my expectation. And I'm here to help, as I said. So I'll stop that topic and continue with our main business, the business. But I wanted to repeat certain things after a long time. Okay, so look at this. So this was a short-term trend, and of course this is a secondary trend, because these are the lows. Again, so I would not say this is going to go for 13K, but you can clearly see that it's not going to go for higher, and it is weaker. And of course the macroeconomical factors that I always highlight and highlighting, that they are playing the role here, not just crypto or Bitcoin. Bitcoin fundamentals have nothing to do with price action. And that's another topic I mentioned a few times. If anyone is interested, may ask more. Okay, I'm here. Sometimes I feel I should be sharing only if someone asks, because yeah, not everybody is interested, you know, in everything. So yeah, ask me later on. I'm happy to share whatever I know. Right. So this trend is broken. This particular trend line is still intact. Yesterday, I highlighted that it could bounce, and the bounce is like usual bounce after so much of drawdown, like it is going to bounce. Now you see that after bouncing, it stopped at 2150, because the previous prior support is resistance, as you know. So when it is bouncing, you know that it's likely to react, and you can see that this is resistance. Now, even if this is broken, there's going to be this resistance. Now, because it has gone down so much, it has to do a lot of hard work. First of all, it has to break about this and this and then this. So at this moment, if somebody says, "Oh, nothing happened," wrong. If I mean, this drop is significant drop. This is not tiny drop. It has broken this line, not just this has, and it has made new low with respect to this low. Of course you may say it hasn't broken this low, but it's about balance, and it's losing balance, and this drop is not ordinary drop. So The basically this progress is hampered, now impacted, and we can see that now it is in trouble. We can clearly see it is in trouble. Okay. When it can revive and continue moving up, if it can reclaim 22600. uh, as long as it's below 22600, forget about it. I'm trying to make it very clear without any ambiguity here. As long, no, doesn't matter how much it bounces, 5%, 10%, it doesn't care. It doesn't matter how I'll behave. As long as BTC is 2 to 6 below this 20,600, nothing is going to happen. Okay, so very simple. So you may keep your alert here and track this. This is, so yeah, if you want to take advantage, as I meant updated, you could have entered, and now here you could have sold, and you could do some that kind of in and out. You, if if it breaks above, you may enter, and then of course if it breaks above, then you may think about long term. So sometimes trading can be long term and short term. And the funny part is sometimes people try to be over ambitious. I would say if you're failing in trading, not making money, focus on my BTC daily. Let me tell you, BTC daily was not a core channel which I offered as part of the main scope. I was not supposed to provide daily update, but a weekly update as per the original scope. I was supposed to provide key levels and forget about it. But I started BTC daily maybe a year ago or a long time now, to give you insight. But so those who are smart actually only trading Bitcoin and using my BTC daily update, because every day you get updated, and sometimes more than once, and not sometimes, in fact, always more than once in a day, in 24 hours. So those who are smart actually not trading alts but trading Bitcoin and taking advantage of each and every move that I update about. And so for an example, if I say it's not able to break above this wall, that person will short here and be ready to get out. You may have to do in and out few times, but it's okay. This was not able to close above the wall, so the person could short. And you see, this was like rejected here. You could short here. You could close. You could short, and you can still be on. When I say this is good, this could bounce, you may close it. Here you can open short again. And then if it goes down, well and good. If it goes up, you close the short. And then here open the long. And here 2 to 600, you close the long because it's a checkpoint. If it starts going down, or you close, you decide on touch or on retracement, whatever is the method. But the point is, this is a level where you expect some reaction. So if it goes up, you continue or enter more. If it rejected, again you short, and so on. So that's why if this BTC daily has so much of information, but I don't think even 2% or maybe 5% of the user would be using this, in my opinion. Right? Because if they were be you they if they are using and making money and not telling me, I wouldn't know, because they're not posting. I'm going by the how much they're posting, how much they're interacting. Usually people who make money interact um, on Chatter. um, for some reason, if that person doesn't interact, that's a different thing. But the typical behavior is, if either they would post, or at least come on Chatter and express. If somebody is not, that means losing money, or I don't know, not trading at all. Not necessarily, but not trading means that person has no clue. Paid for the opportunity channel, but just like coming as coming into, like coming in a cinema and watching movie, not trying to play any character there, um as like not movie, like but a play. So it's like that. And some are very active actors playing. So and they're afraid sometimes, and but they're afraid but not talking. Can't help. In trading is not easy, not at all. But when you have key levels known, it's easy, provided you surrender. sometimes you have to surrender to the method, where the working method, um, the 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 part, I mean, if you are successful in your own method, continue, but if you're not successful, you have to surrender. Anyone who is confused, like, either you follow your own method or my method. If you are in between, you're going to be confused totally. When I say my method, means anything that is working, you follow. If your method is working, you follow your method. I'm not saying you should follow my, but anything that is working, follow that. If it is not working, drop it. And you have to really drop it quickly. Otherwise, you'll keep losing and repeating mistake. So, but as I said, even you don't have to be greedy here. Just focus on Bitcoin and BTC daily, this key level. Try to get 2%, try to get 4%, try to get 1%. Why to get greed? Why you need to become, greedy and try to get 20%, 40%? I mean, nothing wrong in expecting, but if it is not happening, try once, try, but don't keep on trying if it is not working for you. Then go set your expectation lower. Try to play small. Try to play with a slow moving coin like Bitcoin. Once you get confidence, go for a higher risk and so on. So these are some best practices I'm sharing. Again, I hope that will make some difference in those who will watch this video, and hope they will watch this video. um Anyways, so you see, this is so simple, so mechanical. I mean, like, so if it is broken above, it is going to react here. If it is going to go down, it is going to react somewhere. If not, come down to this one, bounce again, try to go up somewhere here, and the same thing. If it is broken, test this one again, bounce, retest this, and so on. Very simple. It's behavior. So each key level is going to play a role, and I keep updating key levels, so at least you don't have to worry and think about it. You have to just set alerts and plan accordingly. Again, none of this is financial advice. It's just best practices, and like sharing of my from my own experience. um, yeah, it's sometimes, I don't know what else to say. It's trading is difficult, but it's not difficult when you know key levels. That's the only message I want to give, provided you are. Anyways, I don't want to repeat. Okay, so that's 12 hours. Let's go higher. Okay, let's go higher. Let's jump into weekly, and we use Bitcoin, our Bitstamp version. Right? We have different drawings there. This is trend level stuff, and life is simple. This red line is a trend. This is called downtrend, the red line, and then there are counter trend. So this is called counter trend. This is a main trend, and then there's a counter trend, right? The counter trend is, it has to be measured. So TA measure counter trend. When the counter trend reaches certain height, then the trend reversal happen. Trend reversal is you change the trend basically. So if this is downtrend has begun, a certain height would break that downtrend and start uptrend. And this bounce is nothing. Okay. People on social media are crazy sometimes. I don't use these kind of words, but recently I got frustrated a lot. I don't know why, but maybe I reached to my peak. I don't use those words or lose my patience or calm. But I observe myself and realize that I'm getting frustrated. So I have to be on Twitter, but at the same time, Twitter is suggesting so many tweets to me. I'm not able to stop them. Their suggestions are coming, and when I read even one line, I sometimes carried away and ended up commenting. I should stop. I tell myself probably, but then if I comment, probably other will see and get some different perspective. So I'm doing it purposefully. But one thing is that this social media, the Twitter and all, they are like really misguiding people. And these maxis are now, I'm kind of I'm at war at this maxis, let me tell you. So I'm going really after them. I'm small guy in terms of followership and impact, but I'm not going to give up. I'm going to go after this maxis now openly. I mean, I started doing, it's not my nature, but I find that it's more like a social cause, I feel like. Because if there are so many maxis and trying to, and misguide people, I should not assume that there is no, I cannot make any difference. And I should basically go in that war, go against, even if I have small army, you know. And I feel that, and that's why for last 1 month or so, I mean, okay, it's bouncing fine, but don't misguide people that it is like nothing and crap. So and people, so that's why, yeah, some frustration comes out. Personally, it's not good because it's like you have nice calm water in your and then turbulence is, this kind of turbulence is upset. So there is always some negative thing impacts you, but I'm ready to take some, you know, that kind of negative pulses, turbulences, because then I felt that I should speak about it. And I've been doing it, and I think I'm going to continue unless I'm really bored. um yeah, anyway, so I updated on Twitter about key resistance on Bitcoin and Ethereum as a social service, and also like those who are following, because everybody like come from Twitter. So I always feel that it's the community I cannot just leave. Everybody, I think all of you came from Twitter, so I always feel that I should continue. Anyway, so but I'm doing much more than that now. I'm commenting on other. So previously I never used to comment on other because but now I'm commenting. I'm on a lot. I'm tweeting a lot. Anyways, because somebody has to speak. Okay, so the trend is down weekly. Forget about small, tiny bounce that you see. Forget about what green thing you see. The big picture point of view, it's going down. If I hide these drawings, so this is the first leg. This is a counter trend, tiny, another big one, another counter trend, and this is what it is. It has begun, right? So this could go down very deep. Okay, so first level is 13K range. I'm expecting it to hit. It's not that I would like to, but I'm going to hide some drawings and just keep this plain. Okay, there's no drawing here. Okay, so I would like to draw a few. I might have repeated. Yeah, I would like to repeat few things for your benefit. So this is where it stopped. I have some methods which are hidden or not known to you. I use some method which are known to public. Um, so when I share some things, I personally use them, but not necessarily decide on that. So just a clarification, because I would keep certain things with myself, but I'm sharing a lot of things and for your learning, definitely much more than publicly available information. And I keep certain things with myself. Um, okay, so this is where it is. Now, one line you can draw from here. Okay, this is the last resort. I'm not saying it's going down, okay, all the way here, but this 60,000 range is on the table. It's on the table, okay? 6,000 range is on the table. Again, I'm clarifying. I'm not saying it's going down there. Where it stands is here right now. It's here, okay? Don't try to match each and every dollar number, right? When you draw trend line, it is about approximate angle of the wave. Okay, it's never about perfect. So if you look at, if you draw this one, For an example, you get this. So when it drops, you are supposed to get out or take care of risk management, right? Something like that. If you have, so this is the line, so that means this is your cross section. So below 18K, 18,500 is a major risk, because then in crypto anything can happen. Double bottom could happen from 18K, 17K, in a worst case a little lower. The crypto is crazy, but at least we can say that this is like 17, 18K, where there is a double bottom probable. So double bottom is possible, right? And probable as well. If you look at this drop, it went up and it made new low, but not quite close there. So it happens in crypto, and then consolidation, right? So similar thing could happen. So you don't have to assume that it's going to, very low level or something. What you need to know is aware of different scenario. So what TA do is TA think of many scenario, and TA would eliminate or eliminate those scenario based on the progress, based on the price action. So for an example, I would think of a scenario at this moment. So I would not think about extreme, but I would have some options ready. So the probability would be different. So let's say I would think of one scenario where I'm thinking of a double bottom. Okay. So which is bullish in a way, right? It's not bearish, it's positive. So in that case, let's say it hits this around 18K level, right? And then makes this kind of a turn, right? And then go. I mean, it could be up and down in between, but this could be the direction. Possible. Why not? Probable. One cannot eliminate. Okay. And we don't have to be extremist. People tend to do that. People tend to be bullish like a real like crazy bull and crazy bear. I talk about 100K all the time, talk about, that kind of a thing. Crazy people. People, some are always talk about 10K, 10K, 10K. Those are also crazy people. We have to be practical about it, because it's not that we know the future. Nobody knows the future. We have to be humble about it, that we can think about different levels, but it should be practical. We should be living in present, not in future. I always say that we should be living in present. So the present is telling us that it's not in a mood of making you high. Okay, that is clear. The present is telling me that it is retesting this low. And that also means that this scenario is on the table. Why not? So this is one scenario. I should make it a green one because it's a green scenario. Another scenario that we could think that, okay, it's coming down, but not quite able to bounce and then continue going down. So this is another scenario which will depict with some, and then could bounce, right? That's, let's say, orange one. It's not so, it's from green to red kind of a, transition. Then you can say, okay, so when I say up means it recovers. Now this could be like a wavy thing. This could be like this and this or whatever. I don't care how it moves up. We'll see when it happens. But this could be the scenario. Okay, like this. Another scenario could be like it does this, but continue. Maybe I should draw a line from here. Oh, and this one also I should draw a line from here to that it failed to double bottom basically, right? And then I would make this as red, okay, indicating that is not so good. It's not that red color is bad, red is good, but typically red is risk and danger and stop and that kind of, socially we're used to it. Green is good, and so otherwise red is good, but we are symbolically we are saying red is danger. So red is risk, using red. Okay, so then we're talking about 9,000 range, which I updated on the charts channel, 9,300, something like that. That's the next level. And again, you can expect that it will bounce again and then do some kind of, recovery and then change it. So you see, these are the three scenarios. We could depict green one, orange one, and a red one. Now, um, one is like this is extended red, where it could continue going down, which I would use dotted line. Dotted line indicating it's not quite sure. I mean, I'm not quite sure. Um, this is far-fetched. So dotted line. Okay. And maybe symbolically, I would make this too little thinner, but because it's not so obvious at this moment. So we can focus on the green one and the orange one. And this is positive, double bottom and recovery. Then this is also equally probable that orange one comes all the way to the 13K, then does this kind of consolidation. We don't care how long it does. So V shape, W shape, who cares? We don't know, nobody knows. But important is this support gives us the lift and the required bounce and then recovery. So that's we are expecting. So we'll again have a big major checkpoint here. So one checkpoint, of course, is coming down here. So around 8K, we are watching this low, whatever 17K to 19K range we are watching. And then if it is broken, then we'll be watching 13K range, right? And again, we'll monitor the same way we monitored. And if it makes progress, well and good. If it is not, then we can say, okay, it might. So this red path could be from here or here, doesn't matter. It's too much at this moment, as in when it comes, we'll see. Right? So if this is also broken, 13K is also broken, then it will look for 10. So then you can say that you see this one, FI, then this is the trend. It is kind of a continuing in that case. This is the downtrend, right? And the downtrend it is like into, so there it's always a wavy pattern, and the wave is likely to be steeper and steeper, and we need a capitulation. It's not a rule, but usually that's what happens. Capitulation means sudden drop, quick drop, and a quick bounce that creates a lower candle wick. So capitulation is observed in many cases when the bottom, the top is not like that. Sometimes it happens, but usually it's not. Bottom ends with capitulation. A lot of volume comes in and all those things happen. We'll see. And it hasn't happened yet. Some people were talking about this as capitulation. There's no definition of how high it should go. But I don't think this is capitulation. There are certain things I cannot share. Why? Why not? So sorry for that. But I'm trying to make it simple by depicting three scenarios. And we have four scenarios, but this is dotted one. So the green one is high probable. The orange one is equally high probable, depends what it does here. The red one is low probable, but if it breaks 13K, then high probable. And of course, if this is broken, this dotted line becomes solid line, and then we look for 6,000 range. So what we are doing is the probability changes, and this is how it should be measured, because this is not about certainty, it's always about probability. This DA is not about certainty. You cannot say this will happen. You cannot use will. I mean, it's you. If anyone is saying, in fact, anyone tweeting when I say that, that guy is delusional. That guy, as if that guy knows the future. You cannot use the will and say this will happen, that will happen. You have to be realist here. This is a game of probability, not fortune telling. Fortune telling is they fortune tellers talk in that language. Those are fortune tellers, as if they are. I mean, they pretend to be fortune tellers. So I don't call them DA. They are fortune tellers. They are opium, selling opiums and whatever crap things. Yeah, I'm going to go after as much as possible. But sometimes those who love me, like me, think that this guy has gone crazy because he's doing something which we don't expect him to do. So I feel also the same. So I'll try to limit. But if somebody is really crazy and keep on, I'm going to at least comment, not going to silent compared to what I used to do. But yeah, I should not be overdoing. Otherwise, people will think that I'm out kind of because they would be surprised, in short, what happened to this guy. Anyways, yeah, I think so. Life is simple, okay, provided I mean, provided we are in line, don't go against the wind, right? Just sail along with the wind and you should be good. That's my message. I took a lot of time because it was needed. This is the time where if anyone has mistake, made mistake, forget about it, reset your clock, press the reset button. um, and think this is your day one. I'm here, ask me. And this is what I did in 2018 when I lost money. I reset my button, say, okay, forgot. I lost some money, I lost some profit. Initially, I lost profit, then I lost capital. Again, I got back. It's a different story, but every time you have to reset. If you don't reset, you cannot, um, don't give up and run away from the battlefield, especially when you are getting the accurate levels. If you are of your own, then it's a different story. In my case, I could not find anyone who was accurate enough. It's not that no one was there. I could not find at that point in time. That's why I decided to learn. But of course, there were smart people and who called out, which I learned later. That there were smart people who called out bottoms and all that. But unfortunately, when I was struggling, I could not find them. Um, Later on, I discovered there are a few people, not many, of course, very few people. Anyway, so what else? Yeah, so this is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is super important. Once you understand Bitcoin, you you won't at least struggle. Right? Go slow, think long term. Don't go after pumping coin a lot. Um, Even if you go, it can be small amount sizing wise, so it doesn't hurt you and so on. So many best practices I just wanted to read through. But yeah, ask me. I don't want to extend further. And we'll quickly look into the alts or all the support levels that I have um, calculated today morning. Okay, so I hope this is good, clear. We'll track this, right? And we'll see how it goes coming week. Right, so let's start with Atom. Okay, Atom, good bounce, retracing. If it breaks above this, then opportunity, otherwise it will continue going down. This is the next level, lower level. I'm not saying, so when I give lower level, and important point to be clarified, it has to break this level, the recent low. Then only this is valid. When I give lower level, don't think this is the target. As I said, this is a double bottom scenario for the Bitcoin is on the table. So don't rule that out. So when I give lower, it's just for preparation, just in case if it keeps going down before the next week, you will have this video for reference. That's why. So in next few days, it continues going down and then you want to know what's the next. So that's why I'm giving. So it doesn't mean that I'm saying it is going for like, no, it's not like that. Right? But this is the next level, next lower level. Which one? 3.52. AVAX, similar story. 8.23 is the next. BNB. Um, nobody is going against BTC. You see that? So simple. Everybody, no matter, they can be strong they could be resilient, um, like, and you have to note that, and you have to choose like BNB and few coins I highlight. You observe and then try to be with them, because if they prove over time, then you can say, oh, you know what, even your hodler, which coin is losing lesser compared to other. So BNB is one of them. BNB is resilient comparatively. Okay, so CRO, the next lower is 0.07. Doge. Doge made some big move on a daily, 1 day time frame, but in a big picture, it's nothing. And I've been saying this. So the red line, it not even close to the red line. And if you look at the euphoria on Twitter, as if it's going to the moon, as if it's like FOMO. I mentioned a few times on don't FOMO. I mean, not directly don't FOMO. In fact, day before yesterday, before the drop, I tweeted, this is the worst time to be FOMO. I mean, if somebody is smart or trust what I'm saying, he would understand, she would understand. But yeah, cannot change the world, and that's not my even target. But yeah, okay, smart people take input. So look at that, this is gone. This dance, this bump is gone, right? So rejected by S2. Simple. If it is, then this was the next level. S2 was the roadblock, I mean resistance, and then this one. And then we could have say, okay, now it's doing something great. So people don't have this information sometimes. DOT, very weak, not so good. 4.9. EGLD not showing any strength. So next lower level is 20. Yeah, this coin, some certain coins made huge move, and if this trend continues, you're going to see the complete reset of the wave. I mentioned this earlier. We have FTM coming up. You will be surprised. Earlier, probably many of you probably wouldn't be, when I highlighted, and I'm inconsistently, you refer any video and we are updating. That time it looks like a, you know, kind of hard to believe, something like imaginary, but now it's happening. Yeah, so this lower level is 20, and if it continues, it can just reset the whole entire thing. Comes down to 6, 7. Ethereum, one of the strongest, we highlighted much before this merging thing happens. But merging and all is a small thing. In a big picture, when we talk about recession, macroeconomical issue and all, these are the merging and all those fundamentals are tiny. Okay, they don't change the trend. Trend is not driven by crypto fundamentals. Many of the things I mentioned, people don't like it, but here I can say for with confidence, because at least you're close to me and you know me for long, so I can be a little more open. Yeah, but I'm open enough on Twitter as well. Here I can be totally. So yeah, so this pump was, so it relatively it did better than others simply because this merge and all those things. But it cannot just go against the trend. Okay, cannot go against BTC. Filecoin, this pump was amazing, no doubt, but this is usual pump. It touched the trend line, you can see that, and I mentioned last time as well. So now then this was the It's retracing, it's resetting basically, right? Um, no need to get excited. You can be positive about it, but no need to get excited, especially not to be FOMO. I'll highlight when it is at a safer level, or where we can say this is good. So remember, trend reversal levels are different. Okay, they are much higher, unless and until trend reversal level is achieved, the trend continues. So this downtrend continues, and it will look for lower 3.5, even lower than 2 or something, but 3.5 or 2 is on the table right now. It could go all the way here, and it could make a new low, even new low, but at this moment you can say $3 or $2 kind of again is the next level. Basically complete reset. At least, so I like one of our opportunity users said that when you call out on November, I didn't like you. I didn't like, he was so honest about it. I love his comment. He said, I didn't like you. I didn't like your comment. And then he basically in tune that he had realized, and then able to make money and save money. So I was happy. So it happens. It happens. But he was very kind enough and honest about how he felt. It was very touching to me, to be honest. It's not that I'm looking for any praise or something, but when somebody is honest about what they feel and all in interact, it's more touching, let me tell you. Because I know that how accurately these levels are working. So I don't need to know from you. I mean, if you tell me, it's good thing. And I'm not good at actually handling compliments if it is more than one. So because if I'm saying this could happen, and if that happens, that is good enough for me, because it's self-satisfactory. If someone says you did a good job, okay, thank you. But so it's not required for me to know from other. But this kind of comments are very valuable when they share their experience. Unfortunately, it's not happening much like it used to happen. Flux. Flux did amazing job last week, right? And it reached all the way to the red line, which you can see not able to break above. It retraced, still not bad, but yeah, if it is broken and continue going down, again, the next lower is 0.3, and we'll see if this is broken. But this is strong coin. At least it has demonstrated strong coin. But the same strong coin go against, by the way, when they go down, they also go down in a big way. So remember, if they're going up, sometimes they also go down hard on the downside. FTM is our sample. Look at this one. So this is a perfect mirror image, which we envisioned long back, not just today, 2 weeks ago, long back. So this is high, left hand side, this is high, right hand side, or right, this is the mid-edge, this is the left side, this is the right hand side. It's so amazing. It's symmetrical. Uh don't look for the exact height and all. Just try to get the, it's not that our face, don't compare as if this is a face, like where everything is all absolutely symmetrical. Not like that. But this is like this is the most symmetrical pattern you may encounter, and it's not. So don't say this is high, this is not high enough. Oh, no, it's not like that. It's about shape. So this is a perfect symmetry. So yeah, this is a checkpoint here. It rejected. I don't think it will go up unless BTC make move. This is done. So here it's a retest, as I said, and then we'll see. Otherwise, it will continue go down. My lower level is 0.09 for now, this one. But this model is depicted for a reason, indicating that in a worst case scenario, this could happen. and it could reset the whole entire thing. This is like a mountain where these are like cliffs and stages, and this is like mountain is being built as if so devastating. But yeah, that's an opportunity as well. If this coin survives, anyone who was not able to, the funny part is this is not far-fetched in past. Actually, this is like just 2020, like not even 2 years. March 2020, not even 2 years. I mean 2 years. 2 years, just over 2 years. But not so like this 2 years is nothing. And in 2 years, it made such a big move, right? And then um so if it comes down to this level, I see this opportunity. Anyone who is not able to buy will be able to buy if FTM is able to um, you know remain relevant, because some coins are not. Uh, Many coins will never reach to their levels. This is what has been happening. I told many times. Every time there could be new, but not necessarily. Like in previous bull run, there were so many heroes like top 10, top 20. They were not able to make new high in this bull market. There were no new heroes. So these times the heroes may not be there for the next bull run. Okay, so there can be some new innovative projects and new bull, new coins. Totally, like who knew that FTM would do this? Who knew that Solana would do this, and so on? Like amazing. Though, and there were so many good coins from the previous bull run, and they are not even remembered. And that's the thing. If there is no innovation, there is no funding, there is no usability, then they die, right? Each cycle is like a cleansing thing. So this is like cleansing process. Okay. All these are this kind of statements Twitter do not like. They leave me whenever I make this kind of, they hate it. They take it very personally, like as if attacking the coin. Very sentimental people. um Gala, right? So the next lower level, I am not bothered to give you next lower because there's nothing. HNT is very weak, the weakest one among all. So there are three levels I gave you. You can refer is $5, 2.75, and 2.75, sorry, 2.56. These are the three levels. Yeah. So this you can see that this is also resetting. This cluster, this is at angle. You have to think that this whole entire structure is at angle. What angle? Maybe some TA stuff. This is vertical, and this is a wave. So this is at angles. You find out. Okay, that's homework for you to dig out. This structure is at angle. Okay, and I'll give you clue. Very simple clue. I think. Okay, this and this compare. KCS got rejected from the yellow line. Nothing surprising. I said this has been walking along with the yellow line and not able to break eventually. This is good coin as far as resilience is concerned. BNB, KCS, like Ethereum, Bitcoin, of course, they are. In fact, these are stronger than Bitcoin for some reason. They're not able to, they are able to do very well and gain much more. Anyway, so the next lower is this 5.7, 4.2, and 2.8. KDA is got 1.06 and 0.75. Next two levels I have. Again, The extreme one is complete reset of the wave. So don't surprise. In fact, and I've been saying that if somebody is having some cash, will be able to buy at a cheaper price. See, buying at a sometime if you're shorting and gaining, good. But even if you're not shorting and not losing, that's also gain. And thirdly, if you are able to keep your cash ready and re-enter the lower level and then enter for longer run, then you would be probably in a better position um, than most of the people in the crypto world, because there are still people who are talking about DCA, and I would say maybe they have fountain of cash. That's the only response I could. I mean, they are probably wealthy. Okay, I don't want to say they're crazy. Probably they're wealthy for some reason, that they have enough cash so they could keep doing DCA, or they're naive, whatever. There's no way to find out. But um, but I probably they have a lot of money, because I personally don't have money to buy and keep DCA. There's no way. So either they don't know what is happening, or they have huge amount of money that they keep on earning somehow and then keep on. I mean, that's a choice, nothing wrong. Yeah. Linkcoin dome is happening. So if it breaks below this, then dome is happening, right? And this dome was identified long back, as you know. So, some are making steep. I mean, this is big picture is so clear here. This dome is happening. Yeah, it's happening a little wider. Yeah, it's happening. So this could make a move like this, another bounce, and then another like that. And then meet somewhere here, somewhere here. This is going to give this death. So maybe I'll draw this one for now. This is one of the points I was expecting a lot in old days, but pathetic, proven to be a pathetic one in terms of price action. So anyways, these are the levels 34, 25, 16. If you look at this, the recent low is this. Okay, the recent low is this. The whole entire structure is on this. So if this is broken, this $40 range is broken, that's in trouble, a big trouble. Big trouble means I gave this, but I think it's going for $3 or something, single digit. Probably now you're not laughing at me at this stage. Otherwise, you are entitled to laugh. But if this structure is broken, of course, these are the levels in between, but then it could go in single digit number. People are still talking about $1,000. Can you believe? Nothing wrong. But yeah, I'm not talking about $3 now. If structure is broken, structure is not broken, it can revive it and go up. So we'll stick to our stand. Not bad so far. Luna is just there. It's scrap coin now, but we're just keeping it. MANA has this two level 0.41 and 0.27. If there is recent low is broken. If you look at this, it has created a nice trend line support point of view from here. See now? This is one outlier, but it's okay. it has reached this. So if this is broken, then it is vulnerable and it could go down with it. And this shape has a different angle. Yeah, these are the two levels. Looks like this is, yeah, anyway, the trend line won't work here in this case. Yeah, these are the two levels. Matic, one of the strongest one, because the bounce was one of the strongest, like Flux, and this were like heroes. Flux is still strong, and this is Matic is also strong one. But let me tell you, this also could go down all the way. Again, we are not expecting to happen. The I would I would expect it to hit this level for sure if this is not able to go up, right? It's a little tricky. Let me zoom in. So it started from here. Anyway, so the next level is 0.22, sweet spot, somewhere here. And then it could recover from there. Let me remove this and I'll show you something interesting. I'm not sure if you're on Twitter, watch me. But I posted on Twitter. I'll share with you. Beautiful parallel lines. You see, this is a hidden head and shoulder. Hidden head and shoulder. This is not so visible. But when I draw this parallel line, you can say this is the upper line, this is the lower line. And if I give an intersection somewhere in this range, it drops. Simple. I have other methods as well, but these are like simple methods. One is here. Next level is 0.009. Render coin. Perfect rejection. We had this level. So if it was bouncing, it's not that we didn't know where it would react. It reacted perfectly. Like it's going down. Then trader has to be fast enough also, trader cannot just keep looking and staring things. If they see retracing, then do something. Don't just keep looking at it if you want to save and safeguard. Because these key levels are for a reason. It didn't go all the way, by the way. So again, the double bottom scenario, which I mentioned, is still on the table, just to reiterate, but at this moment, the direction is down, right? Even short-term direction is down, long-term is also down. This is sand coin and rejected by the blue. And what next is this 0.6 and then lower is 0.31. These also went up in a big way. Wow, look at that. So yeah, nothing more to add. Like I said earlier, SKL could make new low. There's nothing I can give or share. SOL. Right, so this is not happening, so I could remove this. It couldn't break above this line. You can see that rejection, similar to KCS. The next is 21, and if that is also broken, then $11. And in doomsday scenario, it could be even $5 or $6, which we are not talking about at this moment. So that ends the analysis. This was a long one, but I hope you find it interesting. And I'll end here and open for your questions.